speaking, Captain RandomToxie. Doing some scan missions today. These are pretty cool. They tell you, hey, go out and look for this thing for me on this system. You don't know where it is. I'm actually starting one off right now. And anyway, here's how these scan missions work, basically. I'm going to come to a stop here so I can get a little bit of background on that. You see how it's switching around. I'm kind of looking for this base. So like a typical scan mission, this will be kind of, I think this is the one I'm doing right now. So they give you a thing, you go to wherever the missions are, and they say, hey, members of the Partnership of Alpha Centauri are clearly still active. Anyway, I did a mission and it led to this one. So they said, we'd like you to scan a data point close to their activity and find out what exactly it is they're doing. So this is kind of a covert operation or whatever. And then basically what you do is you enter the system, and you go to wherever the system tells you that they're at. And then you do a scan, like a planetary scan of the system, and then it comes up with this, like, okay, now we know it's on Duamta 3A, so I'm at Duamta 3A right now. We'll skip ahead a bit, and so now I'm approaching this little search zone for the building. Now the search zones are just that. You don't know if this is like if that was a port and it said that's where the port is, that's exactly where the port is. But since we are searching for this, we don't know where it's at. It's a search zone. So now I'm approaching that, and every once in a while the thing will kind of flicker and switch around. That means that it's kind of scanning that area and says, nope, that's not where it is. I should be right on top of it about right now, I think. Yeah, there we go. There's the building. So now what we need to do is come down and land. Nice and gentle like. How much the G's? 2.4 G's or 0.24 G's. Okay. So there's a little more gravity than the moon has. So now I have to find an equitable place to land, which is you can see the little in the center bottom. There's a little topographical thing showing the map, and then when the little blue dot under my ship, see, here's the elevation thing there. The little blue dot, or the little dot under my ship, turns blue. That means that's an acceptable landing spot, like right there. But sometimes the spots are a little few and far between. I want to land a little further away. Oh, I see a skimmer. Get to play with do some combat here in this one. So there we go. Alignment's okay, so now just bring us gently down onto the ground. Ta-da! So now I've landed on the planet, or the moon, or whatever it is. It's a rocky body. That's all I know. So anyway, so when you go to switch your role here, going to my little lunar buggy. So now I'm dropping out the bottom of my trusty ship here. Now we can see this is the oh yeah, I don't know if you guys had seen this ship or not. This is my little Python called the Stardust Wanderer, and it's a pretty nice little ship, nice aerodynamic, speedy looking ship, and it is aerodynamic and speedy. That's why it looks that way. I'm in my little lunar rover right now, or my little rover. See, there's Stardust Wanderer on the side there. The paint job is a little beat up because I haven't maintenanced it in a while. Anyway, so here's what my little rover looks like from the outside. And as you can see, this is a much more basic little machine than my ship, obviously. It's just a little PV lunar rover. And there I am in the cockpit. Oh, whoops. See, leaves a little tread marks there. There's me in the cockpit. Hi, me. Whoops. I'm looking around going, what the hell am I doing in this little plastic bubble? I'm going to get myself killed on this thing. And I can also have... I guess I can't do that from here. There's a little turret kind of thing that you can deploy. We'll do that in a minute here. So here's the base I'm going to. And what I need to do is actually download some data from this little data terminal that's over here. You can see it there with the little orange pylon there. And oh, there's also some cargo down here. So I'm going to deploy my guns. This is going to like a turret mode. And there's these little skimmers looking around here. I will blow them up. The skimmers are actually a pretty pathetic defense. This is a relatively small building. It's just a building and a couple little bunkers in the ground there. And they didn't have an awful lot of... I don't see a base gun or anything here, so I don't think those are going to be a problem. So now it says I'm in a little trespass zone here, which is something that will get me into trouble eventually. Oh, some bootleg liquor. It's been getting into trouble. Yay. There's some little things I picked up. And that was something else I picked up. I don't remember what it said there. Anyway, oh, there's another thing. Some of the bases will have these little canisters. You can just drive over and pick them up. You have a cargo scoop just like on your ship. And you can drive over the canisters and get the defense. There's somebody's little house there, I guess. Hello, anybody home? There's a restaurant here. Actually, the restaurant that they had here closed. The reviews said that they had good food, but there was no atmosphere. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be here all week. Try the veal. And here's our little goal for this scan. We activate this here. And here's the thing that was confusing. In the other, on your ship, you use the L2 or R2, depending on how you've configured your ship for the scanners. It's, you know, one of the hard points that's on there. In this, on the little buggy, you actually use L1 and then R1 fires. So now I'm scanning, I'm doing my little info here. Yay! So now I have a bounty on me because, yeah, so now I have this little 500 credit bounty on me because they said, hey, he's a trespasser. He's a naughty boy. So I pull my turret back in, and I'm going to go back to my ship, which on my radar is the green square there. So here's one of the cool things. I'm going to go ahead and drop off the 2 tons of cargo. Whoa! Yeah, there's bouncy with the capital B on the low gravity planets. Oh yeah, we did see this ship once before. Because I remember talking about the landing ramp and all that. Okay. Anyway, so now I've where it says board ship in the lower right there, little button just came on. I can call up my little role designator here. I go to transfer cargo. So I'll say here's my bootleg liquor and here's my structural regulators. And then I can just hit transfer. Now that'll transfer those 2 tons of cargo now to my ship. And then I can continue mucking about at the station and getting the rest of the other cargo. I saw there was at least another 1 or 2 cargo containers to pick up. And since this place has no better security other than just those 2 little skimmers that I already blew up, I can pretty much take a leisurely time here. Oh, here's some bits. Worn shield emitters. Okay, so that was probably parts that I picked up off of one of the skimmers or something. Here's one of the actual containers. Palladium! Oh yes. Palladium is a metal in the game well, in real life too, I believe, that is worth like a buttload of money. A veritable shite load, as they say. Oh! Who was that I just picked up? That was like an escape pod or something. We'll find that out in a second here. But hey, fun. Dog's going crazy in the background, so I rang the doorbell. She's most persistent. The dog, that is. So, okay, so now we go back over to here. And then we can hit transfer cargo again. So there's my palladium. Occupied escape pod. Cool. So now there's some poor bastard that's been sitting in that little escape pod. Maybe he's in cryogenic suspension or something, hopefully. He's just been sitting there going like, okay, somebody help me. Anyway, he's in an escape pod. So now I can go bring that back to a starport and drop him off and get a nice little bounty for rescuing him. What he was doing laying there at a base in just an escape pod, I have no idea. Maybe he had a... Maybe he was talking smack on somebody else's ship and they just put him in the pod and dumped him off or something, or... I don't know. So it looks like from the radar here that there's no other little... Usually the little things you can pick up turn up as white dots on the radar. I don't see anything else. Here's another little bunker here. Don't really see anything else as far as canisters I can pick up. I think I've got all the main stuff here. So I've already accomplished my mission. You've blown up the droids and stolen the illegal data from the scan point. It's Miller time. So now I can go back to my ship here. It's kind of nice too if you have cargo on your ship already, or on your little SRV. When you go into your ship, if you when you do the little roll change here, if you hit board ship, it'll automatically transfer the cargo over. So like if you know that was the last bit, which I didn't know exactly at the time, but that's pretty nice. So also one of the other cool things you can do is dismiss ship. This one, which means you can get dropped off someplace, or like if you're, say, driving around looking for resources. One of the things you can do in this game is actually drive on the planets, like say, and this is a pretty high-tech world, or as far as the high-resource world, rather. I could theoretically drive around on the surface randomly looking for rocks that are worth something, and then when I shoot them, they blow into little pieces that then become, you know, like carbon or some other thing, one of the other elements that you can pick up. And those elements, while they're not sellable, will help you out in engineering and do stuff. In fact, here's like the sort of thing you'd find. Like, so for materials, you'd find antimony, arsenic, biotech conductors, cadmium. Well, the conductors you probably wouldn't find because that's a machined thing. See, it's got the little machine logo there. But like cadmium, carbon, chromium, those are all elements that you'd be able to find, and those all help you out with doing stuff. I'm out of germanium. Seems like I'm out of, what's the other one I needed? Niobium. I don't need that right now, but phosphorus I'm out of, which is like a super basic thing. But see that little flag there? I have a pinned blueprint that I can anywhere there's a thing I can use this blueprint to work on my, I think it's my shields, and I don't have any of that element, so I can't work on them, which just makes me mad. Especially since it's a basic element to find, but I don't have any. So it doesn't matter how advanced or basic it is, when you don't have any of it, that's kind of a problem. There's the dog again. So yeah, this is kind of a cool view. My ship's sitting here. It starts, dog, knock it off. This is a Cavalier King Charles, but that's besides the point. And you can see my paint job's a little chipped up. Got some of the logos there a little beat up. There's some little dings and scrapes along the hull there. But she's a nice ship. She'll do what she needs to do. So you can see I landed right there in my ship, and there's the little base. So that base is small. I mean, it was literally, this base was just a literally a building, you know, in the nighttime, if you land on the night side of a planet, which happens a lot, you only see those little lights glaring in the distance, so you can try and find your way. It's also a good idea not to park too far away from the place, because sometimes you can get lost and go like, where the heck is my base that I'm trying to do here? That's no good. Anyway, we'll go back to our missions here and see what we got next. So, oh, and see how these little scales of justice there? That means that if I go to any of those places, I won't be able to do anything unless I clear that bounty first. I'll have a limited time to be able to change things. Or not limited time, but a limited amount to change things. Like I won't have access to certain stuff. Now, that's not a big deal. I don't have any other missions that they're doing anything here. And I suppose theoretically I could go to Harrington City, because that doesn't have that same justice symbol. Now this Polyakov station, that does have a symbol. So the person, the guys that are in control of that station are the same people that I just pissed off by scanning that one resource. However, the people at Harrington City must have a different group of people controlling it, because they don't apparently care. So I could go there if I need to, but I don't really need to. So I'm going to go here to this other outpost. What's kind of neat is I actually have 2 scan missions for this same system. And it just turned out that they were on the exact same moon. So now what I'm going to do is lock the destination to that. So see, it's only 2 million kilometers away. Or 2 million meters away, excuse me. So it's literally just on, you know, about maybe a continent away or something. I'm going to go ahead and take off. Put landing gear in. And you see the little radar dot there on the... For some reason, it looks like it's behind me. However, what I'm going to do is actually go into frame shift drive here. Well, once my mass lock goes away, you have to be at least 3 kilometers up from the planet surface to hit your frame shift drive. Gravity effects and all that stuff, apparently. So now I'm going straight up, as you can see here, as illustrated in illustration A. So here I am, driving hard for space, leaving the planet's surface here. It's nice when you have like a fusion engine, you can just go straight up, no big deal. Don't have to worry about fuel or efficiency or any of that kind of stuff. You just got enough power to blast your way out. So here's what's kind of nice. Now all I have to do, since I'm far enough away from the planet, is now I can turn back towards where my little radar lock-on was. And I can say, ah, there's my base, the next one I'm going to land on. So here's the next one. So I'm interested to see how this is going to work as far as my bounty goes, because I do have a bounty. They've changed the way Law and Order works a little bit. I have a bounty for this system. So now if I look over here, there's all my missions. I got a lot of scan missions and stuff. I've just been saving them up. The thing I like to do with scan missions is save them up, because a lot of them are worth like a ton of money. Like this one. 2.2 million. I mean, that's hard to turn back, you know. Just thumb your nose at that one. Anyway, so now I have a bounty here in Duamta. I have a 500 credit bounty, which means I can't just go to like any old place and pay it off. Normally, if you have a fine, fines allow you to just go into the system and you can then pay your little fine and go on your way as far as being able to use all the facilities at the starport. If I have a bounty, that means guys are actively looking for me, hunting me down, trying to destroy me. Law is very brutal in this game. Basically, just shoot first, ask questions later. So here's my new little search zone. I've gotten down to 200 some kilometers, and you can see my altitude there is around 47 kilometers over the surface. So once that gets down to about, I think, 30 kilometers, then I will drop into cruise, or into a glide mode. This is my altimeter and stuff right now, you know, on my HUD. And once I get close enough, then it'll, and down far enough, it'll kick into glide mode. There we go, driving from orbital cruise. And that's going into glide, so my engines are just cruising right now. I'm just sailing down to the planet surface. About 2,500 meters per second. So you can see it's flipping around and going, oh, hey, we scanned that. That's not it. We're going to scan here. That's not it. Now we're going to go over here and scan. That's probably not it either. Oh, you see I was actually kind of blacking out there for the G's for that turn. Alright, well, I'm getting close. Usually just about 4 or 5 times. And then the last one usually scoots like directly under your ship, behind you. I don't know why it always does that, but it's just so you have to actually maneuver around to try and find where you need to land. So now this is a new search. Now this is an outpost. The other one said building. This one says outpost. So there's going to be more stuff here. It's very likely they're going to have some system guns, or some big guns that are going to be shooting at me. Now they usually have 2 different types of guns. There's like a little ground gun that fires at your SRV to kill your little doom buggy, and then there's like usually great big kind of like planetary defense guns that fire at your ship itself. If you were to hang around, I'm sure those guns would tear you apart. But like on a ship like this, if I take off and then just start cruising away from it, the big guns will not do too much. So it looks we got our base here, an outpost. And I'll go ahead and get near there. Yeah. Lower the landing gear so we can find a place to land. Well, it's kind of fun too. Is when you're looking for a place to land. You actually land kind of with your I always try and land with my nose facing my target. Mostly because then when I'm trying to reorient myself and going, where did I land, or where is the target, I can look at my ship itself and it's a giant arrowhead pointing towards the target. And there's also a ship flying around, it looks like, nearby here. Sometimes you'll come to a base and there'll be a ship, another fighter plane or something, sitting right next to the base. And you're like, oh, fantastic. So now if I attack the base, or, you know, do that little trespassing thing, the base is going to launch its ship. So it's a big ship, like an Anaconda or something. You don't want that at all. Okay. So now I can align with that, hopefully, and then maybe I can land. I don't think so. Yeah, see, it's not a user. It says, you know, unsuitable terrain. It's a little bumpy. So, you know, this will kind of cruise around and see if you can find something that isn't so bumpy. Now using kind of a medium-sized ship here, so this isn't like super hard to land this. Small ships are pretty easy to land because they're very small and have a very small footprint. They don't need a big giant flat surface. Like my Type 10, not a good ship to go exploring planets with because of the fact that it is so big. It's very hard to find a nice flat surface for it to land on, or to have enough of a surface to like land on it and still be able to get your ship out and that kind of thing. I saw a little blue dot appear there for a second. There we go. So these are very, very small. To be very exact. Anyway, looking for a decent place to land here. There's a nice good place to land. I'm gonna go there. There we go. Cool. Now, if you see, okay, so behind my ship to the left, kind of at about maybe, oh, it looks like 8 o'clock. We see the base. Now, in front of me, looks like a resource. So I'm going to deploy my buggy. I'm going to go out and get that resource because that's of those materials I was talking about before. There may be something useful that I need there. So I'm going to check it out. Sorry, I'm driving out the back of my ship. Oh, I got caught on my ship. You see the actual geometry of your ship does matter, so where I'm sitting right now, it's kind of hard for you to go out that way. So I usually go out the sides. It's easier that way. But I'm gonna go check out what that blip was. Yeah, there it is. I see it. Oh, well, that's the base. I'm gonna go check out the other blip first. Oh, there's a ship cruising around. Here's using my little jump jets. Whee! Well, that other thing may or may not be something I can actually look for. However, there's our base. Let's see, and where's my ship? Landed, and the base is off in the distance here. I'm gonna go check out that base, see what we got to offer. And little thrusters are kind of cool because I can use those to jump like that, and then I can just, you know. Yeah, I know. Oh, I wrecked myself landing. Oh, I got 76% left. So here we go. Defense turret, that's the little one. It's going to try and shoot me if I take off. Or, well, it's going to shoot me as soon as it goes to the, as soon as I start, you know, picking on it. Yeah, I know. Ooh. Oh, I've been demoted to neutral as far as my standing goes. Because, like, hey, this guy's, like, wrecking our stuff. You gotta pick your sides sometimes in this game. Can't please. Oh, no, there's a skimmer thing. There's another one. I'm gonna blow it before it does that. Yeah, you usually get 1,000 bounty claim that you can make when you blow up those little stingers. But, and there's another one. I'll shoot it all to pieces. As you can see, when they get close to you, they just land and they go, neat, and then blow up. They're no fun. So, I'm gonna scan this thing. So I got another bounty here now. So my bounty should be up to about 2,500, I think, by now. Let's see. For this system. No, it's only 1,400. Okay, so Dawn to Gold is those guys I just was kind of picking on. Now they have a 1,400 credit bounty out. So it's not like before they had a system where it was kind of wonky, like you gained a bounty and then after a while, after so many minutes, it would then just become a fine. But now bounties are bounties. They don't go away until you actually go to a system that has a international factor. The international factor can actually clear those things. But I also have a 4,000 credit bounty with the same group for killing their things off. I don't get it. Anyway. So it's some messages coming in. Let's see what we got here. Collect salvage. Oh, this is something different. There's some salvage we'd like you to retrieve for us. We compensate for your trouble. So I'm gonna get a nerve agent. Oh, I don't know about that. They're like, hey, you just were shooting at our enemy, so we'll give you 2,100 credits, 21,000 credits to go find some nerve agents for me. Sure, why not? What's the... Oh, I got 22 hours to do that mission. Sure, I'll take it, why not? Money's money. Who cares what they do with the nerve agents? I'm sure they're going to use them for something useful. For medical research or something, you know. Use encrypted files, tagged encryption codes. So these are all different bits of data that I got whilst scanning the other data for this thing. I got these different little adaptive encryptors. These are all just little data link things. Specialized legacy software. A job offer, another one. Thank you for retrieving this message. Or for receiving this message. We need to track down something we've misplaced. The last report indicated a positive planetary location within ROS 104. System scanning a nav beacon or using a discovery scanner should give you a more accurate look. Yeah, see on there, or it says time left, it says 00. Well, I guess I will abort that because I can't take it now. Let's see. This planetary scan job is done. See, it says scan complete. That was the first one I did. And then it says collect reward. So I have now collected my reward. Oh, well, I need to go to... Whoa, oh, wow. Funny. I need to return to Cormac Hub on Procyon and get my reward for that. Secondary contract available. Some of these ones, like if you just deliver data or something simple, they'll have like a secondary mission for you, like, oh hey, thanks for the data we found out, we analyzed it and we found there's some other new stuff we want you to do because of that. Don't know why this one didn't say completed now. Sometimes the scan missions are weird, like you complete them and then like it completes a different one or something. It's always kind of strange. Anyway. So there's a couple ones from Procyon there. And this one still says it's... I have to go to Delta 3A. Weird. Okay, what's this one? Okay, so that was at Cormac Hub, Procyon. So see, a lot of these says deliver data to Abraham Lincoln. I'm gonna go and actually do that. 3A? Didn't I already do this? Oh, maybe I haven't scanned this yet. Let me see. I thought I had. I have scanned it already. Oh, for some reason, yeah, it's a scan. All right. Well, for some reason, it didn't complete that mission. Sometimes these get bugged. Now this gun over here. This gun over here would actually fire at my ship when I take off. I could blow it up. There's not really much I'll point to because they're kind of a pain in the ass to blow up with the SRV. Your little pulse cannons on this dune buggy are not very powerful. Enough to knock out like those little skimmers and stuff, but forget it. As far as that goes. So now what I'm gonna do is actually run back to my ship. Whoops, I don't know what happened there. Oh. Paint's all chipped up. Alright, so I'm going to board my ship real quick and get ready to jet because you can see how that little red dot there, that's that gun that's going to start shooting at me. So board ship. When it gets a line of sight to me, I don't know if it's got a line of sight right now. I'm actually kind of close to the station, I think. And it might just start shooting at me as soon as I'm active. Oh yeah, it's shooting at me. I can hear it shooting away. So I'm going to take off. Let's see if they shoot at me. Pew pew, how dare you? So long, Zika. So that gun seemed to have a pretty good range as far as being able to shoot me. About 16. LHS 449. Duanta, see this one still is eluding me. This 3A. Let's try it back out again. Let's see what we can find. I think I'm actually going to go one of the other systems first and then come back here because it seems to be sort of weirdly glitched. Lumen 16 I think I had. Oh, target obscured, okay, that's why. Like on the other side of a planet or something from it. Lumen 16. That one's pretty good. So just select that. And away we go. So now I have to scan the system. You see a lot of D scanners working away there. So now I gotta go here again, see what it says. A2. Very nice. That means it's nice and close. Yep, there it is. A2. So I won't actually see the spot where I'm trying to find until I get there. But we know it's on A2. And of course we know that the systems, like this one, just must have one star because it just says A2, which means it's the first planet, the A planet, and 2 is the second moon of the A planet. Sometimes they'll say like, oh no, excuse me, Lumen A means that's the star A, so there's like a binary star system there. Yeah, see there's Lumen B, which is a different star. Many systems will have multiple stars in them. Binaries or trinaries. Since some systems have like 5 stars in them. Just depends on where you're at. Anyway, here we are. We're approaching Lumen A2. So second planet out from Lumen A. Like Lumen A2A would mean that that's the A planet around Lumen 2. Or Lumen, however it's pronounced. L-U-H, L. And that little square up ahead, or the diamond rather, that's somebody's wake. That's from a hyperspace wake, or the FSD wake. Low energy means that they're probably going into somewhere in the system. A high energy wake, I believe, means that they've actually left the system. Now, if I had a wake scanner, I could actually scan that and follow whoever left through that hyperspace trail and maybe jump them in the next system. That's a sneaky thing to do, but they have them. If you're a bounty hunter, that's essential, and I suppose for law enforcement that's probably good too. Ooh, salvageable wreckage. There's a big ship over there that got trashed or something. Edson Hub. There's Carter Arsenal. And let's see where our other little target is. Let's see. Oh, search outpost. There we go. Doo-doo-doo. So, got a dotted line means on the other side of the planet from where we're at. Since I don't have a big boring machine on my ship, I'm not going to fly through the planet. And Googie. Thank you, Celeste. Yeah, it's in the lower right there. I have that little, the red. It's kind of hard to read on this screen, but it says wanted. It means that, you know, I have the bounty in the system. I have the death penalty in over 10 systems. You just watch yourself. Also, you know, approaching a lot of the bases. On your attitude ladder there, you don't generally want to be going like at a 50-degree or steeper dive, because your glide will kick out at that point. So usually it's nice to, that's why I was kind of going up there instead of aiming straight at it, because first of all I don't want to crash to the ground. And secondly, I just want to do that. Just cruise right in. It'll show at a point where it'll be red. See, where if I was going that red there, it would kick me out of the glide. Also, if you get too low, I think it's like within, I don't know, a few kilometers or something of the surface, then it kicks you out of that too, regardless of your altitude. Well, or regardless of your speed, whatever. So we are scanning. So we dropped out of our mode there. Go ahead and close on this. Another outpost we're looking for. Now there was also other missions where it's like a base, and like they say, oh, you have to infiltrate this base and then like get access to, you know, so the skimmer controls or knock out the power supply for a base. Those missions are actually pretty hard because you have your crappy little surface rover, and they've got like big guns shooting at you and lots of guns and other things like that. So it's not something that's easy. Turn my headlights on, why not? So there's the outpost. Up ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and head on over there. Probably lower my gears here. Let's get lower for. Here we go. Okay, cool. So, my nose is pointing directly at the outpost, so when I leave and come out the back side of the ship, I don't know where the hell I'm going. Deploy. I'm wondering maybe in some point in the game if they will have a bigger and better SRV, or like alternate vehicles, like maybe you have like a hovercraft could be one. Some kind of a little attack buggy would be nice. Bigger guns, or you know, better armor, something like that on it. Oh, here come the skimmers. There's the turret shooting at me. Boom. So there's our little thing, lock on, scan away. So, I was successful. Ford ship. So there's a scan job pretty much from start to finish. Oh, the base is shooting at me. So since complete, collect reward, go to Abraham Lincoln. Okay. So let's see. I don't know if you can use your. I've tried using my ship weapons sometimes against these bases, but they don't. I don't know if they seem to do much. Oh yeah, it's doing. Ooh, shooting it all to hell now. Got it. However, my shields are now fried, but they will recharge. Especially if I do this. I saw something flying around over here. There's aliens. Oh, I like that. They see the shadow of the ship. That's pretty cool. So I'll pull my guns back in. Oh, By the way, here's what the guns look like on this ship. Sweet. So those big multi-cannons, they're gimbaled, so they move around and can track stuff. And these are the gimbaled beam lasers, which just fire a constant beam at stuff, which is fun.
Shields online.
Yeah, shields are back. And down here we have the big gun. It's a big turreted pulse laser. Like seeing them pull all into. There they go. Lowering back into their little safety holds. Really is a slick looking ship. I like the Python a lot. Especially like the front view. It's so cool looking. You can see some of the modules here. This one here with the little rabbit ears. That's a chaff launcher. Blows little strips of aluminum out, scope your radar, or the enemy's radar. And this is a defense turret. Shoots down missiles and stuff coming at you. Ooh, that's a kind of neat view from the spine looking up. My engine's all boosting away there. What the boost is? There you go. We'll engage the frame shift drive here. What? Why not? I bet still's too low. Oh, my guns are deployed. No, they're not. Oh, they were out. Okay. So we'll hit our frame shift drive here.
Frame shift drive charging.
Those panels opening up. Charging the big generator. So that's basically the full cycle of a scan mission. And then we can look back here and get our transactions. Is this the one I just did? Nope. Wait a minute. That's the one I just did. I thought. A2. What the heck? What's going on with these missions? There's one of them completed. Here's another one completed. Alright. It's both for Abraham Lincoln. Oh, one's for Cormac Hub. Okay. I'm actually going to go back to the port and check some of those out. Because I don't know what's going on with these things. Anyway, that's that. I'm going to head on back to probably Seoul port and turn that mission in, figure out what the heck's going on with these other ones. So, anyway, until next time, Godspeed, Commanders, and I'll see you again out in the black. Commander RandomToxie's signing off. Oh wait, combat! I'm not gonna sign off. So, someone's trying to interdict me. I will basically throttle back and let them take me. I don't think you guys have seen combat yet. So, here's my guns. I'm gonna bring my guns out. Who is it? Oh, it's a dropship. Okay. The Infernal Termagant. What is he? Oh! He's one of the guys in the system. See how it says he's clean? He's actually one of the defense guys in the system, and I'm wanted in this system, so I don't actually want to fight this guy, because that'll just make them mad. Also, I'll get an opponent notoriety, which means I'm an actual murderer. And I don't want to murder anyone I don't have to. It's just a little crummy fine. I don't want to mess with him. Interesting, though. Anyway, yeah, I'm getting out of here. So that guy come up and like, oh, I'll do some combat. And like, I don't want to do combat with this guy. That's not who I want to shoot. For some reason, it still says I have another mission here with that, so I don't know. Something screwy. I did scan that part, didn't I? I did. I blew all those guys up and everything. Whatever. I don't know. Sometimes this game does weird things with the scan missions, but I'm gonna turn it in its soul and be done with it. Be done with him. Also, I did a community mission just recently, where each one of the times I went and dropped off the cargo that they were asking for at the station, I got about a $2 million profit off of what I was buying and selling. And then the final reward for us was huge as well. It was, as you'll see here, it still shows in my transaction just because I've already completed this though, but because I dropped off 3,350 tons, so I'm in the top 50% of all the people that transferred cargo. There was 30 million tons of cargo collected that they needed, and you can see the different tiers there. Each tier bumps you up another little pay scale thing. So at my tier, when being in the top 50, I got an extra 15 million credits for helping out with my support of this endeavor. They were building they're building a big giant ship called the ACS Overwatch. And it's gonna be like a big mobile space station. It's a big mega ship that they can move around from place to place and get lots of money for stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna head back to Earth right now and do that. So as I was saying before that other guy so rudely interrupted me, I do have illicit cargo, which is the stupid what do you call it? Oh, that's my bootleg liquor. So I'll get a fine for the bootleg liquor if I get scanned. If I allow them to scan me, if I want to go ahead and go run silent, I can do that. But that takes up lots and lots of juice. So I'm probably not going to do that. But, or heat, rather, not juice. I was having a brain fart there, but yeah. So anyway, I'm going to go to the Abraham Lincoln dock and then turn that one in. And maybe go get some of those bounties cleared and get some of this other stuff too. The interstellar factors are kind of cool because, like in this here where it says I have all those bounties and all those claims, I can claim all that stuff too, the bounties. Except for getting the intelligence data, that's something that I'll have to do separately. That's for so let me deal with that. I need to go to an alliance station somewhere and turn that information into them. and say, hey, you know, I was scanning this other planet, and I just happened to run across this information you might be interested in. So, anyway, here I am coming up to Abraham Lincoln Station. Oh, I guess I'll go ahead and land first so you guys can see that. I always think the landing is fun. Especially when we don't have a navigation computer, because you have to manually land. Just like they had to do in the old days. When I was a kid flying my starship, we didn't have these fancy landing computers. Had to just lower our landing gear and had to put on a spacesuit and stick your head out the window and see where you're landing. So there's Earth. Beautiful Mother Earth. Hi, Earth. Let's see, where am I? Something that's recognizable. There's one of the caps. One of the polar caps. Is that North America there? Or is that like Asia? That's North America. Oh no, that is Asia. Because India, oh my goodness, and there's Saudi Arabia there, and Australia, and Japan. Hi, Australia. Hi, polar caps. Alright, let's get back on track to our base here. The good old Abe Lincoln. The Honest Abe, as we like to call her. Correct industrial firmware, atypical encryption, modified blah blah. These are all just the new data sources I got. Uh-oh. See this guy, Patrick Magnus, it's time to pay for your crimes. He's obviously following me from one of those other systems. Or he's with one of those other powers that be... Because I have some illicit cargo, or maybe he's... I don't know. Anyway. Here we are, safely disengaging. So that's pretty nice. We'll go ahead and contact them to request landing. What I'd really like to see in the future, among many other things in this game, which would be very nice to highlight how awesome this game is in the first place. But one of the things that'd be cool is if on when you go to the contacts, like say I could, well, that's the wrong thing. Like say I could contact another ship and then like be like request aid, request fuel, request repairs, whatever like that. So that like, if there's another ship I'm out in the middle of nowhere, I could contact them. Oh, there's pad 37. Whee! Oh, I'm landing. Oh, that's a nice landing so far. There we are. Okay. So now I've landed here at Abraham Lincoln. So I'm gonna refuel, repair, and I'm gonna... Oh, maybe from one of those guys are shooting at me, possibly. Anyway, so go to mission board. turn in my one of my scan missions that worked at least. So, planetary scan job. I'll take that one for the 600,000. Thank you. Cool. And that's another Federation mission. As you can see where it has the little Federation logo under Soul Machinist there. Anytime you see a mission like, these guys have official Federation missions to give me. So actually everybody at this system has Federation missions to give me. Sometimes you'll see guys from another system or another power even that won't have the Federation there. That means that when I'm doing missions to complete them, sometimes I'll see wait, where is it? Which is rank post commander. That's my ranking within the Federation right now, my military rank. So at 97%, so it means every time I do one of those Federation missions, every on a mission or two, they move my ranking up a little bit. Once it gets to 100%, I'll be able to actually apply to find a mission. I'll be able to find a mission that will allow me to go to the next rank, which I don't know what the ranking system is, but post commander is going to be like up there. I guess the next one's going to be something along the lines of admiral or a commodore, something like that. But the reason why they have those different missions is that at different ranks you can get different stuff. Like if you get to the final highest rank, like Rear Admiral or Fleet Admiral, something like that, you can then get the awesome Corvette, which is a cool ship. So anyway, I turned that one thing in. That's good. Oh, wow, it's dropping off that money to town. I'm going to get all that money. And there's another one for Epsilon Indy, which also pays a shitload of money. See, a lot of these missions, now that I'm allied with all these guys here on Earth, I can get some really good missions. I might take the one to Tassetti, maybe. Gilmore Orbiter. Yeah, see, some of these have a fine, actually. If you don't finish them, they give you a fine for it. So, I'm right now just kind of kicking around. All the missions I have, the scan missions, I'll give you, like, they usually give you 5 or 6 days to complete them. So I just kind of keep those, and then have the scans, just kicking around, just complete them as they come along. When I get bored with doing cargo or whatever, I can just go to a scan mission. So here's my contacts. Authority contacted, I can't turn in any of those contacts. Here's the black market. Ah, here's where I can sell my bootleg liquor. What, for $1,000? Eh. Stay away from jazz and liquor. Anyway, so that's $1,100 I didn't have before, and now that illicit cargo is out of my hold, so now I don't have to worry about getting scanned or fined for it. And I say, you don't have too much. You got booze on you. Power contact is... I could undermine soul if I had anything, but no, I won't. Good luck with that anyway. Oh yeah. Universal cartographics. I have some scans of other planets I did, or other systems, that were further away from Sol than 20 light years. Yeah, $56,000. Ching ching. Universal Carto is always willing to buy data from other systems that they find, or that you run across that aren't scanned yet. Apparently the scans actually do degrade after a time, where you can't, where the information's not valid any longer. Because I was looking at some systems that I had previously visited that had flags on, and I couldn't see the long term, long distance scan on. I couldn't get the system information up. So Anywho, here we are. Let's do commodities. Check out our stuff that I picked up. See if there's anything useful. Oh, what was that? That was my... Oh yes, my palladium, which I picked up for free. I'll sell it. 13,000 bucks. Ching! 13906. Not bad for just a random thing I found on the planet. What was the other? Oh! There's the structural regulator, which... Yeah, I could save that for an actual surface planet and sell it there for a little bit more money. But, you know, again, that was something I just found. I'll keep it. I land on planets or on bases from time to time, so I'll just keep it until for then. And, oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to go to on the contacts here and go to the search and rescue contact. Or search and rescue agent. There's our occupied escape pod. Had a guy, he's worth 30,000 bucks. So he comes out all shivery with an icicle hanging off the end of his nose, going, "Oh, where am I?" So now I can hand in my items. So you can see there's other things, as you know, the black box, which I have a mission to recall one of those. Wreckage components, you can find wreckage, stuff in wreckage. Personal effects, political prisoner, hostage, damaged escape pod. Like the occupied escape pod with a dude sitting in it. Anyway, he's out of his tin can. He says, "What year is it? How long have I been out?" I say, "It's the year 3304. You've been out approximately 200 years. He says, "Oh no, my wife and all my friends are gone, and my boss and my job." And then he says, "Woohoo!" There's another weird thing too. Your bounties stick with the ships. So like, see where my storage ship is here. He's got an outstanding fine of $100. 100 stupid credits on this other system. I bumped into a, you know, potted fern or something on my way out of the starport, so now I got a $100 fine for that. I think I will call my ship over here to Earth. The JB Hickok. So now he's en route to Seoul. I paid my little, whatever, 100 grand or what it was. He's en route to Seoul. He'll be here in 17 minutes. And then I can fly that ship out of Seoul dock, or out of Abraham Lincoln, and have fun with that. So I figure since he has a 32 light year range, that's pretty cool. I can maybe explore some distant planets that are further away from Rhea with him. Earth is a little bit closer to the fringe than that is. Anyway, that's been my I think my broadcast for today. Thank you for flying aboard RandomToxie Airlines. Until later, commanders, Godspeed.